And it looks like Panzer Pioneers. Oh God, Panzerschrek Johan. No, look out, run away, sir. Oh my God, he's gonna try and take the shot. Oh my God, he's risking life and limb to get the shot and then retreats. Panzerschrek Johan killing a Jeep like a baller. Just look at that. Awesome moves going on there.
Welcome to Dispa Learns to Co.
Welcome back to another episode of Circle Jerking on Company of Heroes 1.
Dispa learns to circle jerk.
This episode, though, is on hero units, a theme from the game Company of Heroes Online that we would really like to see back.
They didn't say anything about idiots running the show.
Foxhound, maybe you can give us a brief overview what was hero units in Company of Heroes Online. What was it?
The second coming of Jesus.
Okay.
To put it mildly.
I liked it too. I don't know if it was the second coming of Jesus.
Definitely was.
Do you remember the zero punctuation review of I think it was Portal 1? No, it was Call of Duty 4, right? So when Yahtzee reviewed it, he had this scale, how do you say, with Jesus in one end, and then Company of Heroes 4 like in the other end, and then almost at the top with Jesus, Portal 1 was there, right?
That's true.
So maybe we should put hero units there too.
Yeah.
We really like hero units, but
Speaking of Call of Duty, I'm gonna come back to that later. But hero units in Company of Heroes Online. So it was this really so Company of Heroes Online. Obviously, it was this kind of like online
free to play
online version of regular Co.
Yeah, vanilla Co.
So, and so everything about that game was kind of it was Co, but like a more like MMO-ish, and that included hero units, which were like these unique versions of normal units that would level up between games.
Yeah.
So I don't think they actually could gain levels in the game, but after a game they would gain some XP.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and that could go up to level 5 or something.
So, like, for example, I remember a unit, it was the Volksgrenadiers, right? But they had a hero unit, it was the
venerable
Volksgrenadiers, yeah.
Yeah.
And the deal with them was that it was supposed to be old people, like... you remember?
They walked slow.
They would walk really slow, yeah.
They walked as if they were camouflaged, which was kind of funny because in the start they were like really a chore to play with, but then as they leveled up, they eventually gained normal speed.
The point with them was that they were cheaper, and then as they leveled up, they would get like the normal stats of Volksgrenadiers, right? So they would end up being a cheap Volksgrenadiers unit.
Yeah.
So
which is a big benefit.
Oh yeah. So there were many kind of units like this, and some were terrible, some were awesome, and yeah.
Which one was terrible?
There were many that people didn't use, like they were like, you remember there were AT guns and MGs and stuff like that was like people didn't really use it. A good one was I remember Duffy's anti-tank gun. So they were also named after developers on Relic's team, Quinn Duffy, right? And this one was really good, I think. But yeah,
what's that quote? Oh, Duffy, what's the hurry?
Yeah.
You're looking to get dropped.
yeah.
Something like that.
And the point is, it's a long time since I played it. I can't remember what the bad ones were. Right? I just remember the cool ones.
I remember, so it's. I mentioned it was kind of a MMO-ish. So it was also kind of like regular versions. And then there were green ones, like a bit more rare. Then there were blue ones, so even more rare. And then purple ones, so I remember having a red one. Ooh, and it was like an officer. So it's like he couldn't really do all that much, but he was red. He was rare.
Yeah. Very rare pickup. So it was like an extension of the commander thing in Company of Heroes 2, where you can get rare commanders and stuff. But here also the specific units were.
Well, you say it was an extension of CoH2.
Yes, I mean,
but it was before Co.
oh, okay. So
CoH2.
CoH2 was a boiled down version of this system, right? Where it was just in CoH2, it's just the commanders that are
Like really boiled down.
yeah. It was.
I mean, so boiled down there's not any water left.
Yeah.
That's how boiled down it was.
Yeah. All right. Well, boiled down is actually not the best term, because boiled down means
Dumbed down.
means compressed, right? But it's not like that. It's
just. It really was nothing like CoHo.
No. Anyways, if our viewers would like to see these units in action, the old caster.
Dude, they're sitting right there. Talk to them.
If you guys, our viewers, wants to see the hero units, go over and check out Harlequin CoHO or his other channel, Harlequin Casts. He casted a lot of these games with the hero units, and it's so much fun. And my point with this is that the hero units fits very well into the spectrum of competitive heroes. The idea of competitive heroes, like the basic idea of every battle should be different. Every battle should tell its own story, right? The developers always talks about this. And when you have hero units, and if you have unique units, every battle will also tell a story more, how do you say, there will be more uniqueness to every battle.
Yeah,
and Harlequin the caster, he was extremely good at, telling these small stories of these hero units. I really loved him as a caster.
Like
unfortunately, he's
making small narrations on the fly.
Yeah, and telling like, so two of his favorite units was this a guy with a bazooka on a rifleman squad. I can't remember what the squad was called.
Bazooka Joe and Panzerschrek Johan.
Yeah, that was his two favorite units. So Panzerschrek Johan was a normal pioneer squad that got a bazooka. I can't remember what the hero unit was called, but both
wasn't it called Panzerschrek Johan?
No, that was Harlequin's name for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the reason why he loved those two units so much, Bazooka Joe and Panzerschrek Johan, was because they would always shoot the Shrek or the bazooka right into the ground in front of them.
Yeah, classic Co.
And destroy.
Bazooka.
Yeah, so you would destroy the cover in front of you.
Yeah. Not gonna blow my feet up, no, but I'm gonna.
Yeah. So that was really funny.
Best AI.
Yeah, it was. It brought a lot of how do you say, identity to the game. I think, and not a lot of
Yeah. The hero units, not the blowing up in
No, but that was fun. That was part of it, right?
That was just pure cheese.
Yeah. So I just think that if you in maybe, let's say, Company of Heroes 3 further develop this, like implemented hero units again, then you would give casters much more tools to work with, like in telling about storyfying the battles and stuff.
Okay, I like castles and all. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let you finish, but I just gotta say. Fuck castles! I just want my fucking hero units for myself.
For the game, yeah.
I don't care about stuff.
That's,
I just want the hero units. They're so fucking great. They're so fucking.
That's a great point too, yeah. And for yourself, your own army gets an identity, right? It's not just for the casters. It's your own army that you get to build, like you wanted, and collect different items and tanks.
Yeah, I just meant, me as a player, I just want those.
That's what I mean, yeah.
And then if the casters get the remains, okay, fine. But, yeah, I mean...
So I think that we talked a little bit about, what about the Tiger Ace in Company of Heroes 2? Isn't that kind of a hero unit, like this call-in? But I think that this is wrong.
Nope,
it's not, because the hero units weren't per se much better than the other units. They would, if they got the levels, if they got the veterancy, of course they would get better. But from the start, sometimes they were worse, right?
Yeah, but sometimes they were also just like the same.
Yeah,
some of them were worse.
Yeah, but so
because they were also cheaper.
So the point of the hero units was that you invest a lot of time into a unit to make it better, and this is very different from the Tiger Ace and anything else in Company of Heroes 2.
Yeah,
because
but
Company of Heroes 2,
just the fact that hero units leveled up between games. There's none of that in
That's what I mean. Yeah,
CoH2.
I really love the idea that you have some things that you can do between games. And in Company of Heroes 2, there's only one thing, and it's changing your loadout, which is very shallow, I think, with the 3 commanders.
Well, again, okay, so if we look at CoH2, like isolated, like okay, now we just have this game. It's called CoH2, and there's been no games before it. Okay, then hey, it's a great game, but it's not isolated. It does have games before it. That's why we dislike it so much, because Relic did excel before CoH2. They did do a better job, and so
to be fair,
so obviously CoH2 should be even that much better, right? But then it turned out really not to be. And,
we're not completely agreeing on this point. I mean, but
that's how I feel, at least.
Yeah. I don't think Company of Heroes is a bad game per se. I am very frustrated with the game right now.
Well, I'm not saying it's a bad game, on itself either, right? But compared to the products.
So anyways, but this, what we want to say with this episode is just that hero units is an obvious thing that you can bring back because it actually worked in Company of Heroes Online. It did work.
Yeah, and it was it really did fit the whole online theme, like the more making it more MMO-ish. So and you mentioned earlier Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I've been saying is that Company of Heroes Online kind of was the strategy genre's Call of Duty 4.
You mean the progression system, RPG progression?
Because if you look at Call of Duty, right, the 4th game, the Modern Warfare one, it really did revolutionize the series and, in fact, military shooters in general, right? Because they, sure, it was a new time setting and like Iraq or Afghanistan or whatever, right? So of course they had that, but more importantly, they had the whole perk system, and that really was not seen anywhere else before, I think. And they really got a lot of coverage because of that. And it really was a revolutionary thing that I enjoyed a lot back when I still played Call of Duty. And Company of Heroes Online, they were kind of like that, in that respect.
I heard somewhere. I heard that the developers said that people just wasn't ready for. Apparently, people wasn't ready for a strategy game with RTS with RPG elements at that time. I don't know if this is true. Yeah, I read that somewhere. I can't remember. It's a long time ago, right?
Well, I read that the game was in fact doing great.
Oh, really?
And the reason it got scrapped was because of the whole shebang with THQ's
could be too
bankruptcy.
Yeah. But your point is definitely right. That Company of Heroes Online and Call of Duty 4, they both experimented with stuff. They both did something very new and were built on the formula. And this innovation is awesome. And sometimes it fails. There were problems. There were definitely problems with hero units. We can talk about that if you want. But the innovation stands.
They need balance, like every unit in every game does. Again, that's just a matter.
And the thing about hero units was that I liked wasn't that they were so much better. I mean, sometimes they were, sometimes they weren't better than other units. What I liked about them was that they were unique and they told a story.
They added so much flavor.
Yeah. So, I really hope to see this again in Company of Heroes 3. And I think this also kind of answers the question, why are you and I talking about this? Why are you and I talking so much about Company of Heroes 1 and Company of Heroes Online when we are playing Company of Heroes 2? And the answer to that question
we're gonna get to that in.
I just want to
later.
say now that the answer is that we are hoping for a very good Company of Heroes 3. You know, like we want to suggest things too, and hero units is definitely one of our favorite things from the series.
Yeah, and I still remember my favorite hero unit as
let's circle jerk a bit.
The Fatherland MG. That was through a friendly territory.
Sprinted through friendly territory.
Yeah, so you could rush building an MG and then have him like sprint to the front line and then get a house before the enemy could get.
This was a
that was fucking awesome.
Crazy good unit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can remember some more. Wow, it's been so long. I played that. Yeah,
it really has. I mean,
oh, the Gladiator. You remember?
Right?
You remember the Gladiator rifleman? It was the rifleman unit, but they were super strong up close.
Wasn't it something like they came equipped right from the start with a bar? Or something?
It was very strong.
Like what the fuck?
Something like that. Or there was also a rifleman called Wilson's Rifleman. I think Wilson's Rifleman had Bazooka Joe, right? The guy with the bazooka.
Bazooka Joe!
Yeah.
We are stormtroopers, not a bunch of magicians.
So, this wasn't really a major agenda video like we had some grandiose message to push through. It was just kind of a... We've been talking so much about Co1 and occasionally also about CoHo, right? But we never, I don't think we actually ever mentioned hero units, and we just really thought they deserved mention.
Bring back Bazooka Joe
and Panzerschrek, Johan.
Make US great again. Yeah.
Make Wehrmacht great again.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Did you love them as much as we do? Did you even get to play Company of Heroes online in that brief time it was available? As usual, get a shitstorm going down there and let us know.